So we're going to go for a single-player game as usual. New game playing January 36. And we're going to be playing as France. And this is going to be the first time I've played with both the La Resistance expansion and the new No Step Back, which adds a load of supply stuff in. As always, historical, Iron mode, regular difficulty. And let's start. Iron Man France. So the first thing we're going to do is work out some goals for the game. Sorry, I just unclipped my headphones there. It's not going to be a global domination. That doesn't feel particularly French in this case. But obviously, we need to survive World War II. So the goals for France are obviously going to be to hold our borders with the dreaded Germans, because we kind of know what's coming. We can't play as if we're not expecting it, like true historical role play. So we know what's coming. Hold the borders with Italy. We'll need to, when the war does kick off, we'll need to take North Africa, control the Med, knock the Germans out, and see what the Soviets do, because they do sometimes get greedy eyes on the rest of Europe, so we might end up at war with those. And we'll probably help out against Japan. Oh, we would like to hold on to our Far East possessions as well, so that'll be kind of a goal too. Been looking forward to this French playthrough for a while. Yeah, I'm going to be keeping it fairly historical. There's going to be one change I'm going to make in that, I'll talk about this now, because this is the new French National Focus show, or at least new to me. This will be the first full playthrough I've done with them since this came in La Resistance. And remind me, by the way, because there's some new features to the game that we'll be playing with today. La Resistance and the spine mechanics for one, and the supplies for another. So if you see me forgetting about something or setting something off that I think, right, I'll do that later, like finishing a railway or changing the spy focus or whatever, remind me, because I am likely to forget over the course of this playthrough. Let's have a look. So, there is something we're going to do a little bit different. I'm going to play as a democratic France. I don't want to reinstitute the monarchy or go fascist or communist in this playthrough. But I would like to form the small Entente. Where is that? It's down here somewhere. Strengthen the little Entente and go for a Polish alliance. What this will do, it'll form my own faction, France's own faction, if I get this pulled off in time, of course, with Yugoslavia, Romania, and I think someone else, Czechoslovakia. And it will pull me into a war probably early. But there's a bonus to that. I won't be in the Allies faction, but I will be on the same side as the Allies. I'm pretty sure that still works. But there's a bonus to getting dragged into a war early. And that is you can change your economy to a war economy simpler, much simpler and quicker. But also, the Germans will be focused on fighting through all this stuff. And when these countries collapse, as they almost inevitably will, we should get the exiled armies, which will help our flagging manpower, because France starts with some quite punitive, I was going to say buffs then, but that is not the word at all. Anyway, some quite punitive quirks, like less recruitable population, hence extra manpower is always useful. A disjointed government, which we can get rid of through national focus, and this as well, it can help, but the Maginot Line is going to be our saviour, but it does come with some of the penalties. It reduces planning speed. Again, recruitable population, full employment we need to get rid of. Political violence is nice if we can get shifted. And inefficient economy, that definitely needs to be worked on. So it's going to be a hard grind up for France, I think. The glue wine in the Christmas markets was worth it. That is really nice, isn't it? I like... they do like an apple one, like hot apple. It's kind of like a cider, but it's an alcoholic sort of apple wine. It's really, really nice. There's loads of Hearts of Iron updates. There's loads of expansions for these games. They never stop churning them out to Paradox. Is there a Maginot Line you can build? I think there is. You can build... There's one already in the game. This is the Maginot Line, the original and best. Level 10 forts all the way along the German border. We want to expand that to the channel, though. And I think there'll be a focus somewhere which will increase... Which we should do some of that. It doesn't build level 10s, but it adds some in. Oh, Rao, thank you very much for 9 months of subs. That's awesome support. Thank you very much. Hope you've been enjoying the recent content. Yeah, here it is. Extend the Maginot Line. So it's only going to put... If I click on this... I don't think it gives level 10 forts all the way to the channel. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It doesn't actually say. Huh. Oh, hang on. It might if I do this, does it? No, it doesn't. Curious. It doesn't do level 10, I'm sure. I think it's like level 3 or something like that. But anyway, we've got to try and work our way down to that, which means we need to go down the defensive focus, because I kind of feel like we do before Germany comes. Anyway, let's see if we can make some starts. Science. We're going to be behind on science for the first part of the game. We've only got 3 research slots, so let's go with the typical usual things I like to start off with. And for those of you wondering, we won't be trying to build any like Uber units or play any cheesy meta gameplay styles, anything like that. I like to keep these feeling like they are World War II games we are playing. So we'll try and keep it balanced, I should say. Right, what's next? Civilian factories. We start with 14. I don't know if that was the same as before. By the way, if you're interested, this is the new railway network system. So railways connect supply depots coming out of your capital, and you have to obviously get them to the front lines. And the depots then will... Let's turn that off a sec. Put supply mode on. Resource. Where's supply mode? Infrastructure. Infrastructure still helps, but it's a bit more complicated now. There. So if we click on like the supply dump at Metz, we can determine its range. Yeah. So we can use like horses to drag things out, which will do what? You can see the range filling in, can you? It seems to have 2 ranges, horse-drawn and slightly motorised, and then the very motorised doesn't seem to make much difference there. Yeah, we're going to have to get our heads around this. But anyway, generally everywhere apart from this has decent supplies, so we shall have to figure that out at some point, what we're doing. Anyway, civilian factories. I could put a supply hub in the Alps. I mean, it would make sense too, but it's a big build right at the start, so... What I feel like we need... Let's see what the resource situation is. 0. Yeah. No oil. No rubber at all. Oh, well. No, there is a little bit of rubber. Okay. That must be from overseas. Right, let's see what we can actually build and get this going. I've seen the new USSR tree, but I haven't extensively played it. In fact, I haven't played it at all, no, because I've just got this thing. I did have a look at the USSR tree, though, a little while back. It must have been in development. Well, maybe it was on a video. You can do different things, can't you? I think you can reinstate the Russian monarchy now and stuff like that. Let's get supply mode off a moment. It's driving me mad. So, let's see. Let's get... what should we build? Military factories are always a good start. We'll have a few of those. Spread them around a bit. That'll definitely do. Yeah, that'll do to start with. And once we've got that going, we shall focus on something else. It's slow building military factories at the start due to the various penalties in the game. But we need to keep things simple when we start off. So artillery we want. The light tanks. Trucks. Okay, we're going to keep one factory on trucks. Because trucks are now not just used for divisions. I think they're used for supply points as well, if I put this back on. If I click on that, I can upgrade the railways. Allied supply. Oh, yeah, you can stop your allies drawing supply through your supply points, which is really good, because they do tend to flood your country quite often. Supply hubs. Hold shift to show range. Hang on, if I do this. Holding shift does nothing. Is it because I've got this open? I don't know. Let's see. Shift click to toggle motorization. Let me just close that a minute. What the hell is this? Because it doesn't seem to... I can just click on it. I don't need to shift click to toggle it. Don't know. Control click to toggle allied supply. Well, that would be turning that off, I suppose. Anyway. Yes, I'm not so sure about that. Let me go back to... I must have done something wrong in the production here. Because... Is that it? That's all our factories used up? Okay. Well, we'll go with that then. National focus. We want something. Form the popular front. I don't know whether that's a good thing to do, is it? I mean, Lend-Lease is always good. Do we want to go down here? I think we want to go down here at some point. We don't want to go down the communist section, but I don't know about these. I mean, these adds a load of military factories. These sound good. That one doesn't sound good, the labour laws. Okay, let's see if we can leave that for now. The national bloc, is that the... That's not the... No, that one's okay. That would be safe. That's not the fascism one. And then this is the naval air. There must be an army one somewhere. Big old tree now, isn't it? Loads of extra stuff in there. Tiger House, thank you for the hydrate, by the way. Is there anything to name in this? No, I don't think so. You can alter the files, and so that like I could put Twitch followers and subscribers' names in there, and they'd appear as generals' names, I think. But I've never altered that because I imagine that every time the game updates, that would get overwritten. I'm not sure though. I know Mordred Viking does that, and it's a cool idea. Devalue the franc. Develop. Oh, okay. Is that case? Yes. Okay. So those are worth doing. But let's start off with. I think it's this one. Political power gain would help. Let's start with that. And then turn that off. Okay. So we've got. Thank you. I think this edition of supplies is going to be a pain in the ass, but let's see if the game can persuade me otherwise. So let's get all my forces in here and drive them over to Paris. Form them into one massive army of far too big. Let's pull out these crappy garrison troops. We can use railways now, can't we? Do they automatically use railways to redeploy? Let's see if they do. Let's also get this ticking over whilst we get a few things figured out. So, what did we get? We've got one army of... That didn't create an army. Looks like they just move at standard slow pace. Okay. Well, we can fix that. That's no problem. The mountain guy... Oh, we'll need to also... We'll do the usual thing of find all the squadrons and disband them. Because none of them start with any experience anyway, and they'll just go back into the reserve. And then we'll build them where we want them with the planes that we want. We're also going to have to decide on what type of aircraft we want for this, because I don't think we're going to have the industry to really mess around with it too much. Do we have anything else? We've got some... No, they're on the aircraft carrier. We'll leave those alone. And in Paris, let's start some training off. So 400 fighters. Let's put those into the field. And what else can we get? Tactical bombers. Tactical bombers aren't going to be very good, but we shall create them. That will do, I think. So let's just get those guys training, for which we have no fuel at all. We have nothing coming in. We're going to have to get some trade on for that straight away. We can probably hold off a bit on that, but we are going to want to train stuff. And we're also going to have to sort the navy out as well. So let's just do this. Let's combine everything into one massive fleet. Like that. And stick them in Brest. Everything throughout the world can go there. We've also got an Africa army, haven't we? Yes, we have.
Pareil.
Let's put them into Safax. I want to call it Shadowfax for some reason. Sfax. Shadowfax. Gandalf's horse, right. They can railroad in, and we'll just we shall. They have no supplies. Curious. Well, this is going to be a way of experiencing what the supply situation is like in North Africa, because this is going to be probably something that's going to be awkward to maintain. We shall figure that out as well. We have an army over here. With a bit of luck, I won't have any trouble holding on to Beirut. Let's put a new theatre Eastern Maghreb, southern France. No, let's just call it North Africa. And we'll sort these out into different garrisons and stuff. We've also got... We've got this bit down here. We do have a unit. Aha. Let's have an army and put it into... I'm just going to call this overseas. Because overseas is going to be the bit that we don't pay too much attention to for quite some time. I think we will struggle to. And it's also going to include this place. We have a cruiser. That's leaving. That's good. We'll add those in. Those three can come down to here. So I might decide to hold on to Saigon at all costs. Knowing that I'm not going to be able to hold this. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold this anyway. But that could be my base in the Far East, because we do want that back afterwards. Okay, let's get stuff moving again. Right, this implies that there are supply issues here. Does it give me an indication? Yes, it does. There is supply status stored 70%. Is that fuel? That is probably going to be fuel. Let's get some trade on. We better have a little bit coming in. Oh, God. Because I've set everything off moving at once. We need a lot of fuel. I'm going to trade with the United States for this. Convoys. Oh, we're going to take a look at that navy as well. So, one factory. I can't afford to give my factories away. It's this one, isn't it? Okay, I wonder if they've increased the number of factories France starts with, because I could have sworn it was less than this. I wonder if they've increased this for all nations now that we have to build trains and trucks and things to supply the troops in the field. Be interesting. Right, let's get this lot split up. Let's go for... There's the cavalry. All that, please. Was there only 4 cavalry, really, in all of that? That's terrible. Move those over there. What have we got? We've got 7 motorized. I'm just trying to move these guys apart so that we can just organize them up easily. That's going to be a more aggressive sort of force. That might go to North Africa, actually, to start with. Yeah, don't put all your army in the same spot. I can see the attrition's alright. I think it's the fuel status that's a problem there. If I get that right. But they're not suffering attrition, at least. But we only have 6 of those chaps. What else have we got? We've got... You can join those. The tank brigades. They'll be pretty feeble, I think, to start with. Let's see. 26 is a bit too much. But that's fine. And do I really want those mountain troops? They do use up an awful lot of... Yeah, what I'm going to do, this is going to be the plan. Let's put... let's take 2 of those out. You'll do. So, 24. And they'll go and sit on the border with Italy. 24 infantry. Good defensive template I'm going to build for that. Cheap one as well. Hi, Denoxis. How's it going? Don't use the Order 66 tactic. I don't think we've got Jedi in here, do we? That we need to worry about. Right, let's see what's moving if I send all that. There we go. We've fixed the supply issues because we don't have them sat in the same spot every time. This looks like it's going to be an issue, though. What is that showing me? It is supplies demanded by divisions. 24 divisions? I need 17.6. Received. Okay, so what if I put... It's going to take a lot of effort to build this. These guys are okay. The problem is here. Okay, so we're gonna need to do this anyway. I'm going to do this now. It's in a supply hub at the end of... Let's put that to the top. At the end of this railway here. And then we might need to focus on upgrading railways as we go. You can see they're level 2 most of the way around. That one's a level 1. It does require civilian factories to build or upgrade any of this stuff, so Again, it's all competing for the resources. No divisions in basic training. We'll fix that in a moment. So, the tanks, go and join the trucks. We'll have a fiddle around with those because they won't be up to much.
Paré.
You guys... Wait. Did I... Why have I put mountaineers in there as well?
Écoutez.
That wasn't intentional. It's not a problem, but it wasn't intentional. Right, I'm going to disband the mountaineers because I would quite like this entire army. Change that. Something cheap. Colonial brigades. Which is going to be like... This is going to be like my reserve division, which we're going to put on forces, on fortresses like this. So let's go and stock up over there. That'll get them out of the way. It's a way to take a country with other players. Use it. They call it Order 66. It's a glitch. Ah, no, okay. No, we won't be using anything like that. Nothing too cheesy. Good old traditional warfare tactics, I think. Fuel is a problem. Supply, logistics in fulfillment. Ah, trucks needed 50 in stockpiles 42. Nice, so that's giving us a readout on what we need. Italy takes Ethiopia. No surprise there. We don't have anything in training. Take a quick look over the templates very quickly. This is colonial divisions here. But these are the... Right, these are the simple ones. So we want these to be... Have they messed around with combat widths as well now? Because somebody said they were changing this, but I haven't seen anything on that. I haven't read patch notes and stuff, so let me know if that's the case. What does that mean? Division contains no armoured forces. Okay, good to know. We're going to need some training, I think. Now, which of the ones are these? That's not too bad. They're the ones that probably just want deleting, I think. Because that takes a lot of XP to get that up, but we'll leave it in place for the time being. The Alpine Divisions. The motorized stuff. That's not too bad. That needs a little bit of fixing. We need artillery added to those. And we have some of those. Okay, let me go take a look, because we don't want inefficient templates, and we don't want to be modifying more templates than we need to, because it's a complete and utter waste of time. What have we got there? Is that one's okay? These three. Yeah, go on. Let's make these cheap ones as well, and then if we lose the place, it's no big deal. And then that frees up a few. Oh, there's this guy over here. Who's this? That's fine. I should add these into Africa, I suppose. Into North Africa. Technically, it's not. We'll form them into a little army of 2 and put them in the overseas department. And we'll set them off training as well. Until I hit max. North Africa. I have 1 army in that. That can't be right. Ah. Well, this is perhaps going to be a slightly more active army. We've got some cavalry. You can be in there. And we have some just second line infantry stuff. Okay, well this is fine. Let's split this up a little bit. We need to obviously guard the ports. So I'm gonna... Yeah. Right. How do we do this? How do I just want 2. It's not an easier way of just getting 2. Sure there was. I don't know why I've sent 2 over there. I shouldn't need 2. However, these ones are particularly important. We'll see what's left after this. But we can't afford to lose these ports, otherwise these lot will all starve horribly. I think Tunis might be worth holding as well. Right. You might have to worry about protecting railroads from this as well. It's something we've not had to think about before. Go to the supply hub and change it to trucks. Ah, yes, that's a good point. The supply hub down here is there's one there. Doesn't make much difference onto those. It looks like it should. If I change that, it's kind of hard to see where it's supplying. So the lines that are crossed scrubbed out. Okay, hold down shift and it'll show me. Great. So these dark lines are where it is supplying. The red lines are where it'll supply if I go to the next level up, or it can supply. And that's at maximum. All right, so it does add a bit more on there. Does this one cover this area? I don't know, but we kind of want it overlapping. Well, okay, that might do. Does that then change the situation? I bet I need more trucks than that, don't I? Yeah, we better start stockpiling trains as well. Well, these guys are now okay, because they get the supplies flowing through. Revive the national bloc. The remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany's up to the usual stuff. We will issue a diplomatic objection. We're not going to war with them just yet. I have a lot of work to do first. Where in Yorkshire are you from? You live in Castleford. Okay, Castleford. I'm in North Yorkshire, up above, near Scotch Corner on the A1, up above Richmond. Well, actually, near Richmond, I should say. Down near Wakefield, Castleford. Have I been down there? Castleford. Isn't that where that indoor skiing place is? Indoor sledging is. Okay, so we've got that kicked off. We want... There's the laissez-faire. Research for industry. That would be very helpful for a time. The agricultural protection, I don't think it would. Where am I going with this? Let me see. That's just stability. I need to get another research slot as well. So there's one down here. Or this one, which we can just go ploughing down to. There's some nice bonuses for those sections over there. Is there another research slot that we can gain anywhere? Without becoming fascist. Public welfare. I don't think we're going down that route at all now. It looks like all the research is over on that side as well, so... Yep. Let's go and devalue the franc. Which, we lose some stability, but only for a year. And then we can build up infrastructure, the colonies. But it's really to get this, it's building slots and things, and then we can... What am I looking at? Let's go and get this alliance built. Let's go for this. We shall set upon the path, and we shall get it sorted out. Right. That didn't take long at all. Unsigned divisions. Oh, you two definitely want to be in, like, what's considered a North Africa garrison.
Écoutez.
The cavalry.
Écoutez.